Hi everyone, it's Jason here with my sort of weekly painting diary. This is end of September and it's week 20, I believe. Well, at least that's the numbering system I'm sticking to. Alright, so what have I done this week? As you can see in front of you, these are some Zulus. This is for my Anglo-Zulu War project. And as you saw last week, I had some British guys on. And this week, I have some more stuff for that as I sort of stuck in some personal projects. These are Perry miniature Zulus. They're most, or in fact, every single other Zulu I have in my collection so far that I've painted are Warlord Games Zulus. But these are the Perry ones. Now, you might ask, why would I buy a different kit to the one I already have? Well, there was two reasons. One was I had quite a lot of the Warlord Zulus already, and I just wanted a difference in variational poses, and I wanted to see what the Perrys were like. So sort of like a comparison between the two, because I got some more Warlord Zulus left, and obviously you need a lot of Zulus for an Anglo-Zulu War project. So I just wanted some other variant heads, variant figures, variant poses, those sort of things. So I picked up a couple of the Perry box sets, and I was also hoping, because I bought my original Zulus second hand, and a lot of them were missing arms or missing heads and that sort of thing. So I was hoping that maybe I could, kit bash the two together. It kind of works, as you'll see hopefully next week, or in my Zulu War project update video. But anyway, so these are the Perry ones. They're pretty decent. I think overall, I prefer the Warlord Games Zulus, as they are just a little more detailed. These ones are slightly more softer, a little more hunched as well. But overall, they're both fantastic kits with lots of options. And there you go. So these are a set of 12. You might wonder why. I'm so used to using the Dragon and Lion Rampant rule sets, and when I'm painting up figures, I end up doing them in 12s because that's the unit strengths that they use for those games. But I'll be using these for the Men Who Would Be Kings, where you need 15, 16 per unit. Not a big deal. It's just getting more figures painted and getting them in the collection. And then when it comes down to playing the games, just sort them out into units as needed, because they're all individually based anyway. Right, so that is the first thing this month. Just to mention about the painting scheme, I've done a standard color scheme. You might have seen with my previous Numidians and stuff. I wanted them to tie in together with those, so you can see the loincloths and stuff like that have that sort of khaki, sort of beigey color to it. And then I've done with the sort of intermediate of sort of a blackish grey, that sort of thing. For skin tones, I've gone for my usual mixes, and then I've gone for a two-tone one. So I got one with a darker skin tone, so like this fella here. He's got a much darker sort of chocolatier skin tone. And then say like this one, he's got more of a lighter one. And that's just to represent different sort of tones of skin tonals in Africa. Alright, and of course, if you have Zulus, you've got to have British soldiers. So in the last diary video, I painted up a unit of 10 colonial British soldiers from the 24th Foot Regiment. These are Gordon's Rangers. Now, a couple of caveats here. First of all, not that I am aware of does anyone make plastic Highlander figures for the colonial period. So these are kit bashed. I do know someone makes metal figures, but I wanted to use based on the kits I already had here at home and not go spend more money. Second of all, the Highlanders obviously weren't really part of the Zulu War as such, especially during the 1879 period, around about Rorke's Isla and those places. They were in South Africa at Natal, but they weren't part of that. They were more part of the Boer War. But this is a hobby and it's supposed to be fun, and I wanted to do it. While I'm building up my force, I wanted to have a few variants in units, so when you got them all on the field, it's not just one blanket coat of red coats, just a little bit of mixing up. So we got these guys with the kilts. I'm looking at doing a naval marine brigade as well. just to add a little variant and a little bit of fun to it. Okay, so what have I done here? So for the most part, these are Victrix British Highlander figures, so the body. Then I've added, obviously, the colonial arms and heads with the weapons from the Warlord sprue, and a mixture of the Perry sprue as well. So, for example, the Sergeant over here, he's got the Warlord arm, the Warlord head. This might be a Perry arm sort of thing. So we got the Sergeant, a bagpipe blower, and the standard bearer. The standard is from the Victrix kit, so that's just the paper flag from that, and everything else is just a mixture of those. The tartan, it was sort of inspiration from the Men Who Would Be Kings. There's a cover art in one of the pictures there. I looked at that and I was like, that looks really cool. But of course, I wanted to make them stand out, so I went with the green with the little yellow eccentricities. They came out alright. They didn't quite work as well as you might want to think. I had to fabricate a lot of stuff. Obviously, there's also certain things, like, for example, you see over there, they got slightly different kits to what the colonial figures do. But when you're looking at 5 foot away, or 5 inches away, whatever, it doesn't look bad. And they work really well. I had to, so for example, like the strapping on the back here, there's not actually, because those Highlander figures come with backpacks. So I've actually painted in this detail like this. So, because normally it's just a flat piece over here where the backpack goes onto. So I've painted in that detail like that. I've tried to keep a color scheme similar to my normal troopers. As someone has pointed out already, like the cuffs on there should really be yellow, but I wanted to keep them sort of, what's the word? I wanted to keep them sort of in a scheme, so I've gone with the green to go match with the kilts. And of course, the waist jackets are different completely. But again, that doesn't matter because it's just for fun, and they're going to look great in the battle reports. At least I think so. The basing is done the same as what they would do. And just to mention, this head from Warlord Games is one of my favorite heads. I don't know why I like it so much, but it's just cool. Big bushy beard, nicely detailed helmet. It's great. I quite like this one as well. From Perry's guy waving his hat like that while they're marching forward. And the posing for these, you notice none of them are firing, as I used most of the cross arm arms. Two reasons. One, I wanted the unit to look like they're advancing, like a really brave forward push, rather than just them standing there shooting the crap out of someone. But also, with the cross jackets with the guns going across them like that, it obscures a lot more of the jackets. So obviously here with the sergeant, you can see clearly that this is not the right kit that they're wearing. But everyone else has their guns in front of them, or has a bagpipe in front of them. You can't really tell. Some of the arms are actually from the Highlander box set from Victrix, and I had to just shave down some of the details, like on their shoulder pads they had those little ruffles. Shaved that off, filed down some of the bits on their arms, that sort of thing. The only one I left, which was the bagpipe guy, I left his ones on. I don't know why. It just, for reasons unknown to me, I decided to leave his one on and make everyone else different. But I'm pretty happy with that. That's another unit down. So I would say I'm about halfway through this project. But that's all I've got done in terms of painting for myself, and for commissions that I've been doing this week. But I can show you a couple of other bits and pieces that Carla's done. I'll put some pictures up here of some of the stuff she's finished. And also, maybe I'll show you some stuff that's coming up. So this came in today, another commission project. This is more Cthulhu stuff. I don't know if you've been familiar with my channel and my diary videos, you've seen some of the Cthulhu stuff and Arkham Horror style stuff come through here. But I've received another one today. This gentleman really likes his Cthulhu stuff, and I've got a few interesting miniatures here. So this is another big scary Cthulhu model from Dust Tactics, and that's not the only one. We've got this one over here as well. He's a big lad. This is from Crooked Dice, I think. Yep. And then a whole host of little bits and pieces. Some fishmen, some goatmen, and zombies, all sorts of stuff. That'll be coming up in the future. I've got some more Zulus and more British colonial stuff. I've got some more Desert Elves for TT Combat coming up. I'll give you a little swing over here so you can see some of the stuff I'm working on. But yeah, so that's that week's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the tabletop.